When it comes to product, sorry, mali pala ako ng saglit lang po ha. Nasaan siya? Okay, so product specification and requirements. Aside from the topic that we had discussed last time. So this one is all about how are we going to explore the importance of the product development process and to clarify the difference between broad requirements and detailed specifications. So what is the difference between the so-called specification and requirements? Now, okay, so part of my discussion will be, of course, regarding sa kanilang mga definitions. So when we say product specification, so specifications are considered detailed, measurable descriptions of the features, measurable discussion of the features, functions, and performance standards that a product must meet to satisfy the customer needs and the design goals. So, these specifications actually cover various technical aspects katulad ng dimensions, materials, tolerances, safety criteria, and performance matrix. Kasama na rin doon sa specification yung mga testing and quality. However, the dimensions, the materials, tolerances, safety criteria, and performance matrix, they are considered as a benchmark for testing and quality. Example, if we're going to test the smartphone, okay, or if we're going to consider the smartphone, ano ba mga product specification na pwede nating makita sa smartphone? So, di ba kapag ngayon, yung pagka bumibili tayo ng phone, hindi lang basta tungkol sa touchscreen, no? So, tinitingnan din natin yung screen size. So, yung screen size, example, kung 6.1 inches, ano yung thickness niya, yung mga ganon, di ba? So, hindi na yung basta-basta kung touchscreen ba siya. Kasi understood na natin na kapag sinabi nating phone, ina-expect natin that is a touchscreen. However, gaano ba kalaki yung kayang i-view nung screen nung phone na bibili natin. So, yun yung dimensions which incorporates the screen size. And then, of course, the thickness. Para bang kapag bahawak mo, masyado ba siyang makapal? Yun yung problem ngayon, yun nakikitang problem ngayon ng mga manufacturers when it comes to sa mga foldable phones. Di ba uso na ngayon yung mga foldable phones? Kung napansin nyo, si Samsung, meron siyang dalawang klase ng foldable phones. Yung una is yung nagpo-fold lang siya na kung saan nagiging kalahati lang siya ng phone. And then the other one is yung parang small tablet na siya na kung saan yung mismong size ng phone, pagka in-expand mo, it doubles the size. Ganun na, no? Then si Huawei, parang naglabas siya ng bago na parang threefold na hinakita ko na kay Huawei. So, yun yung mga foldable phones natin tinatawag. So, pagka ganun yung ating mga phones, so it is included dun sa dimensions or sa product specification na dimensions. However, when it comes to device thickness, dun na nagkakaroon ng problem. Kasi pagka sinabi nating thickness, it has something to do with gaano ba kakapal yung cellphone natin. Kapag syempre naka-fold yun, of course, ina-expect natin na makapal na yung phone na bibilhin natin, no? So with that, parang biglang nagkakaroon ng problem yung mga manufacturer when it comes to the device thickness. But of course, mas malaki yung screen size na nakikita ng user. However, yung pagkakaroon ng masyadong makapal na thickness when it comes to the smartphone, naging advantage naman yun sa mga gumagawa ng mga pouch, ng mga cellphone, yung mga gamit na pwedeng paglagyan ng mga phones, Yun. So, naging advantage naman yun. So, they have a different variation for their product. So, aside from dimensions, of course, kapag as pinag-usapan natin ng smartphone, hindi pwedeng mawala yung tinatawag nating battery. So, what is the capacity of the battery? So, this is also included as part of the specifications. Kapag tumingin tayo ng cellphone, hindi lang tungkol dun sa screen size ang makikita natin, of course, kasama yung capacity ng battery. And then, of course, the materials. So, ano ba yung kanyang glass? Gorilla Glass ba siya for the screen? Or aluminum ba yung frame niya for durability? Mga ganun, ano. And then, kasama na rin sa specification yung performance. So, ano yung mga minimum hertz or refresh rate na makikita natin sa isang phone. So, yung iba, meron siyang minimum na 120 hertz refresh rate for smooth visuals, and meron din mga tinatawag tayong mga processor speed. So, gaano ba kabilis yung speed ng mga smartphone? Okay? O yung smartphone na tinitingnan nyo, gaano ba kabilis yung kanyang processor? So, when it comes to product specifications, hindi pwedeng mawala yung term na clarity and consistency, no? So, when we say clarity and consistency, or when we say clarity, this specification gives everyone's an idea kung gaano ba ka-transparent or gaano ba parang ano ba ine-expect natin? Gaano ba ka-clear yung specifications na ibibigay sa atin ng manufacturers? So, it specifies the detailed specifications to provide clarity. So, this involves the product's design and manufacturing, from engineers to quality assurance teams. So, meron tayong mga tinatawag na mga vague specifications. So, yung mga vague specifications, parang hindi nagtutugma yung mga specifications na nilalagay nila doon sa kanilang product. So, vague specifications can lead to inconsistent interpretations, causing delays, rework, or unsatisfactory end products. So, ito yung sinasabi nila when it comes to product specification. There must be a clear and consistent details on the specification of the product. Another is measurability. So, specifications provide measurable criteria for testing and quality control, ensuring that the product meets certain standards before it reaches the customers. So, ito yung mga dapat ma-meet nila ng mga compliances, papasok din dito yon, yung mga compliances. Although, yung mga compliances rin na yon is also included dito sa legal and safety standards. So, when we say measurability, this is essential for consistent quality. No? Okay, another is the legal and safety standards. So, in many industries, meeting specific standards is mandatory for legal or safety reasons. Example, yun bang company na yon is nagko-comply ba siya sa ISO? Yung 9001, 2015 is Quality Management System. Excuse. How about the ISO for environment? ISO, meron pang mga different ISO, no? So, yung sa mga hazardous materials, may mga ganun pa sila. Meron pa mga different ISO. Nagko-comply ba sila doon sa mga mandatory or legal compliances na nire-require ng government? So, well-defined specification ensure compliance with these regulations, reducing risk and liability. So, clear and measurable specifications set tangible or concrete targets for the product's features and performance, making it easier for engineers to design and test the product effectively and ensuring that customers' needs are met consistently. Another is why specification matters. Bakit natin kailangang ilagay kung ano yung mga specifications. So, specifications are critical to the product development process. because they ensure that the product can consistently deliver on customer needs, guide manufacturing and quality control, and minimize risk. Kung wala tayong specification, the customer will not know kung ano yung binibili nila. At the same time, hindi natin ma-identify what is the difference between one version to another. Kung magre-release lang ang isang, let's say, si Apple, di ba may mga version siya. Apple, yung from the original Apple ngayon, and then meron na siyang Apple 15, ano? So, ano yung difference ng bawat version niya? So, nakalagay yun sa specification. And binibigay din nila kung ano yung advantage ng bagong model as compared to the previous model na ina-release nila, no? So, binibigay nila yon. So, parang nasa ganon, meron silang edge. No, meron silang edge, masabi nila merong edge yung bagong version na to as compared to the previous one. Sa automotive industry naman, specifications katulad ng mga braking response time, fuel efficiency, and then safety ratings, these are carefully defined in each version. Example, so yung requirement, pwedeng sabihin na the car must be fully efficient, di ba? Yung mga implicit or an explicit statement na ginagawa or nire-require ni customer, or yung masasabi natin na naiintindihan natin or ang tawag dito, nai-interpret natin sa mga pangangailangan ng customers, no? 'Di ba? May mga implicit saka explicit needs, no? So example, sinabi niya, the car must be fuel efficient. So that is the requirement. Kasi yung term na the car must be fuel efficient, that is a requirement state. So ano yung specification na pwede nating makuha from that statement? So pwede nating sabihin na yung car, yung fuel consumption niya must not exceed 7 liters per 100 kilometer in city driving. Pwede natin sabihin yung ganun. That is the specification. Ang requirement niya is the car must be fuel efficient. In return, the specification of the car is that the fuel consumption of that car will not exceed 7 liters per 100 kilometer in city driving. Now, bakit natin kailangan specify pa yung mga specifications na to? Una, meeting customer needs consistently. Dapat ma-feel ni customer na we are meeting their needs or we are trying our best to provide whatever they needed. So, specification bridge the gap between customer insights and practical engineering targets. Ano ba yung mga customer insight na to? Halimbawa, ang customer insight na pwede natin sabihin is, halimbawa ay durable phone screen. Okay, durable phone screen, parang anti-scratch, may capability siya na mag-resist ng mga scratch. O kaya naman is pag nahulog, hindi basta na babasag ang screen. Example, sa practical engineering target, pwedeng yung durable phone screen na yon ay pwedeng ang maging interpretation nun or ang maging katumbas nun sa practical engineering target will be screen must withstand a drop of 1.5 meters without shattering. So, sabihin, pagka naibagsak mo within 1.5 meters na hindi sinasadya, hindi siya basta-basta mababasag. Okay, so that answers the insight of the customer that the phone screen must be durable. Another is product reliability. So specifications standardize production, ensuring that each unit produced meets the same standard and avoids variability that can lead to quality control issuances. Ibig sabihin, product or production reliability. Ibig sabihin, so kung ano yung specifications ng first batch of product will be the same specification of the second batch of product. So, hindi nagbabago. Reliable yung ating production. Another is the efficiency and cost control. So clear specifications streamline the design, prototyping, and testing processes. So they reduce the need for repeated adjustments, saving time and resources. Another one why specification matter is the guiding testing and quality control. So specifications provide measurable benchmarks for testing, ensuring that each product meets established standards before reaching the customer. So this if this will happen or if this was performed for the guiding test and of course the quality control, this mitigates the risk of product recall or customer dissatisfaction. Okay. Now, with this, we can say that specifications are vital for producing reliable, high-quality products that meet customer expectations and can be manufactured consistently. So, specification also allow teams to manage cost and timelines effectively by reducing the need for costly redesigns. Okay, so I've been mentioning the product requirements and the specifications, but how are we going to see or how are we going to differentiate product requirements from specifications? So product requirements and specifications are related, but they serve a different purposes in the product development process. When we say product requirements, this is a broad, high-level descriptions of what the product should do or achieve, typically from a user's perspective. Ito yung we are setting a requirement. It's because that is the need of the customer. Example, so when it comes to smartphone, no? So the smartphone must last a full day on a single charge. Parang within 24 hours, dapat basta full charge ang smartphone, dapat magamit mo siya fully na hindi charge. So that is the requirement. So product requirements translate customer needs into achievable goals for the development team, providing a clear direction on what the product is supposed to accomplish. How about a specification? So specifications should be precise. The technical details that fulfill each requirement must describe the specific design, performance, or material attributes of the product. So, example nito. So, di ba kanina, ang ating requirement is dapat yung phone na full charge, magamit ko siya ng 24 hours nang hindi siya na-charge or hindi siya china-charge. So, ang specification natin dito, pwedeng battery capacity must be at least 4,000 mAh. So, parang pwede natin sabihin ganun. So, battery capacity must be at least 4,000 mAh. Parang gano'n, no? So, pwede natin sabihin yung mga ganong mga specifications, no? Natingin natin or tingin ng design team that capacity of the battery is good enough para ma-consume or magamit yung phone ng 24 hours without charging it, no? So that is the specification. If you notice, the requirements statement is somewhat from the customer's view. Kasi yun talaga yung dapat, customer's view dapat siya, customer's needs. Parang we are hinuhugot natin yung requirements mula dun sa need ng mga customer. And the customer are the ones setting what must be ano yung dapat na mangyari or ano dapat ang makita natin dun sa isang product. Sila yung nagseset, no? So, sa part naman ng specification, we are trying to create the product in a more technical, detailed term. Okay? So, specifications break down broad requirements into measurable technical targets that engineering teams can design around, guiding production and quality assurance. Example tayo sa laptop. Okay, a laptop, consider a laptop designed for frequent travelers. Okay, so laptop that is designed for frequent travelers. Tingin nyo, as a customer, di ba lahat kayo nagta-travel? Si Sir Charlton, I'm sure, lagi yung nagta-travel, ano? Okay? Si Sir JB, si Ma'am Precious, lagi nagta-travel. So, nakikita ko kay Ma'am Precious, palagi niyang dala yung laptop niya, no? Pagka pumapasok siya ng school. As a customer of laptop, no? So, ano tingin nyo ang requirement na pwede nating maibigay when it comes to product analysis na nakalagay is a laptop designed for frequent travelers. A laptop designed for frequent travelers. Ano tingin niyo ang requirement na pwede nating maibigay? Anybody?
Ma'am, pwede pong sumagot.
Yes, Sir Charlton.
Siguro sa mga frequent travelers, pag laptop requirements, unang-una, ang nakikita ko po doon, yung a laptop should be lightweight, no, portable, para
Yes.
hindi naman masyadong mabigat sa pag-travel. Pangalawa, yung battery life po, kasi siyempre wala namang saksakan doon sa bus or sa isang transport service po. Dapat reliable yung battery life natin. Pangatlo, yung durability, yung sinabi niyo po kanina, kasi may mga drop test yung mga product eh. Pag nagka-travel ka, baka nausog o nabundo na natin, baka mahulog. So, yun po yung mga nakikita ko pong basic.
Okay. So tingnan natin yung unang sinabi ni Sir Charlton, must be portable. So the laptop must be portable and lightweight, no? So yun yung sinabi ni Sir Charlton kanina. So yun yung requirement. Based on the perspective of the customer, the laptop must be portable and lightweight. So how about the specification? Okay, so as an engineer, can you craft a specification for the laptop wherein the requirement is it must be portable and lightweight? Okay, can you create a specification? Anybody? Ay, si Sir JB naman po. Sige, Sir JB.
So ayan po, good morning. Siguro po when it comes to specification, for portability, yung lightweight po siguro around 1 to 1.5 kilogram. And then when it comes to the compact size, so I think okay na po yung mga 13 to 14 inches na screen size.
Okay, so pagka sinabi natin specification, we must have a definite, no? Kailangan meron tayong definite size or definite weight na ibibigay. So para lang sa ganon, may idea si customer kung papasa ba siya sa pagiging portable at saka lightweight. So yan, so should not exceed 1.5 kilograms. So sinabi na ni Sir JB, so device weight should not exceed 1.5 kilogram and the dimensions of the laptop should be 13, sabi ni Sir JB kanina is 13 to 14 wide. Kaya tama, wide yung 13 to 14 wide. And pwede rin kayo mag-specify ng deep, ng mga ganun. Okay? So, that is for the difference between product specifications and requirements. So, how are we going to translate? Ayan. So, how are we going to translate the customer needs, no? So by the way, so bago tayo mag-translate, no, or bago tayo magbigay ng translation regarding sa mga customer needs, no? So meron muna tayong mga dapat tandaan if ever we're going to encounter the requirements set by the customers. So there must be a guiding design and development. So requirements or the product requirements provide a big picture vision for what the product should achieve. Okay? Ano yung dapat na nabi-visualize dapat natin kung ano yung gusto nating mangyari dun sa product. Hanggang saan lang ba dapat yung product? Baka kasi mamaya, yung requirements na ibibigay ni customer is masyado na siyang imposible. Meron ka dapat big picture vision kung ano yung iniisip mo regarding sa ano ba yung dapat ma-achieve ng isang product. So, yung specification naman should translate these visions into actionable, measurable criteria. So, ang keywords natin dito when we say specification is measurable, no? So, we must provide some measures on the requirements na sinasabi ni customer. Okay? Iyon yung specification. Another, aside from there must be a guiding design and development, no? So we must avoid misinterpretation. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng misinterpretation? Di ba nga meron tayong explicit saka implicit. Okay. So yung implicit, yun yung mahirap para kasing sinasabi niya na ni customer ko, ano yung nararamdaman niya pag ginagamit niya yung product or ano yung napapansin niya pag ginagamit niya yung product. Diba? So dapat mag-set tayo or ma-interpret natin ng maayos kung ano yung sinasabi ni customer when it comes to this product. So without specifications, requirements could be interpreted differently across the different members of the teams. So kapag gano'n, nagli-lead to sa inconsistency when it comes to design and performance. Okay? So ang pinakamaganda dito is to create brainstorming. Gagamit kayo ng mga model, yung Kano model, yung affinity model na so that meron kayong idea kung hanggang saan lang ba dapat nagkakaisa yung buong team, kung hanggang saan lang ba dapat yung specifications na isa-set nyo for a certain product. Another is aligning with customer expectations. So specification ensure that customer expectations as captured in requirements are fulfilled consistently and practically within the design. So, kung hindi naman sinabi ni customer, you may opt not to include that specification in your product. But if you feel that the specifications that you have set, although it's not part of the requirement mentioned by the customer, tingin mo that will be a good feature for the product, pwede niyo pong i-include yon. Okay? So, but it must be aligned with customer expectations. Okay, so how are we going to translate their needs into requirements? So, this one, okay, translating. Sorry. Okay, so. Ayan. Pasensya na po. Ayan, so ito na pala yung naano kanina, broad insights. So translating customer needs into specifications, identifying what are the needs of the customer. So that includes the broad insights, okay, from research about what customers want. So ano ba yung mga gusto ng customers? So there must be a broad insights. Minsan, you must relieve yourself from being the engineer of the design and being the customer of the product. So, 'di ba kasi meron tayong mga role na tayo na yung designer, tayo pa yung customer. So, always make a differentiation on your role. So, pwede kasing sabihin mo na sinabi kasi ni customer na ganito. Siyempre bilang designer or developer, sabihin mo, hindi naman ganyan yung naramdaman ko nung time na ginamit ko yung produkto na yon. Parang gano'n. So, we are contesting kung ano man yung insight na meron si customer. So, we must have a broad insights regarding, so ano ba yung gusto ni customers? Maaari kasi na yung sinabi ni customer is, yun yung naramdaman niya, but in a different way. So pwedeng ganun yung nangyayari or sinasabi or gustong sabihin ni customer dun sa gusto niyang mangyari dun sa isang product. So requirements, okay? So when we say requirements, the general goals based on the customer needs that the product must achieve, okay? So ano ba yung general roles? Ano ba yung specific goal na gustong makita ni customer when it comes to this particular product, ano yung general goal? So, capture the customer goals and expectations. So, when we say specifications naman, katulad na sabi ko nga kanina, there must be a precise, measurable, technical attributes. Okay, technical attributes. Testable attributes in the final product. So, we must ensure that goals are met with measurable, testable attributes in the final product. Now, the customers identify numerical values. Okay, so hindi niya pwedeng sabihin na the thickness of the product must be somewhat 1 inch. Okay, so hindi niya pwedeng sabihin na ganun. Sasabihin lang niya kung ano yung tingin niya is comfortable siya. Let's say, comfortable siyang hawakan yung less than 1 inch product. Comfortable siyang hawakan yung mga product na hindi masakit sa kamay. Yung pala ibig sabihin ng hindi masakit sa kamay, the edges are too sharp para i-handle ng customer. So per the specification, pwedeng sabihin niya yung sleek design, somewhat like that. Okay? Now, another aside from translating customer needs, okay? Okay, so yan. Customer needs, aside from that, so dito sa part na to, no, magbigay tayo ng example bago tayo mag-ano dun sa steps. Okay, so magbigay tayo ng example. Example, no, reusable water bottle. Yan. So ano yung tingin nyo kayo bilang customer? No? So reusable, ang ating product is reusable water bottle. As a customer, so what do you think is the customer needs? Ano yung need nyo? Anybody? Ano yung mga kailangan nyo when it comes to reusable water bottle? Yes, Ma'am Precious?
Good morning po. Siguro po ma'am yung laki po nung water bottle saka po if may handle po siya na easy po to carry kung saan man po pupunta.
Okay, so yung handle, easy to carry kung saan man magpupunta. Ano pa po? Anybody? Ang ano natin is reusable water bottle. Ayan. Reusable water bottle. That is our product. Ano pa yung customer need? No, bilang customer, kayo yung customer, no? Ano yung kailangan nyo when it comes to reusable water bottle? Anybody? Yes, Ma'am Precious.
Ma'am, ayun, add ko lang po dun sa may handle yung size po or yung capability po ng liter po ng water bottle. Thank you po.
Size, can accommodate yung pangailangan ng customer when it comes to yung sa thirst niya, kung masyado siyang active, dapat malaki. And then at the same time, easy to carry. Okay? Yes, Sir Charlton?
Yeah, aside siguro ma'am from the size, 'di ba, in terms of capacity yung liter, I think isa sa mga pangailangan ng customer ay yung ability to handle yung liquid kung ito ay 'di ba malamig o mainit, kasi yung iba gusto ano ba kung meron silang ilalagay na liquid na coffee, gusto nila ma-retain yung init, or kung yung lamig hindi naman agad iinit yung tubig. So isa sa mga requirements siguro ng customer is yung ability to handle the fluid, yung sa temperature requirement niya kung malamig o mainit yung ilalagay niya po. Mare-retain.
Okay, sir. Oo. Kung mainit ba, kung kaya ba niyang i-handle or kaya niyang i-maintain yung temperature, no? Okay, Sir Rainiel.
Ma'am, ay, drink po ba?
Yes, sir. We can
Hello
hear
po.
you.
Siguro po yung lifespan niya as reusable, siguro hindi po siya nag-dedicate over time or nagkakaroon ng bad effect yung tubig. Pagka kunwari, for example, a year, kasi reusable po eh. So, pwede po siguro ganun, yung ma-ensure po na hindi, for example, isang taon niya nang ginagamit. Wala pong parang naging bad effect sa tubig.
Okay. Parang hindi siya nagpe-fade, hindi siya nababakbak, parang ganun ano. When it comes to physical appearance ng ating reusable water bottle, no?
Opo.
Okay. Okay po. So, Ma'am Regine.
Hello po, good morning po. Ma'am, siguro sa akin, since reusable siya, so yung sa akin lang po kung pwede, yung, halimbawa kung bibili man ako ng reusable, so sana may warranty po para in case na mayroon man akong ma-encounter na problem, pwede ko siyang ma-ask doon sa pinagbilan ko pagka may problem ko na leakage, ganyan. Yung span po nung warranty, kung pwede ko mag-guarantee.
Parang service ang gusto mong mangyari, Ma'am Regine. Oo.
Opo, ma'am. Yun po sa
Okay.
Thank
so,
you
yung
po.
service so ang customer need na yun is parang replaceable siya kapag gusto mangyari ni customer ay replaceable. Pwede pang i-replace kung sakali or pwede pang i-replace yung parts. Tama ba, Ma'am Regine?
Opo, ma'am. In case man na may need ako, ganun.
Okay, opo. Sir JV.
So, ayan po, adagdag ko na rin po, ma'am, yung kay Sir Rainiel na sinabi po niya yung, I think yung nabanggit po niya is about the long-lasting materials. So, siguro for me po is, pwede po nilang i-include as well as the non-toxic and safe in terms of food-grade materials po para ma-ensure na wala pong any chemical kasi nga po reusable po siya. So alam naman po natin yung mga plastic bottles po once na nagamit na siya, may ilan na ginagamit pa rin po siya. So much better po sana na ma-ensure lang po na non-toxic and safe po yung plastic bottles.
Okay. Sige, sir. Okay, so parang it has something to do with the material, no? Tama ba, Sir JV?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Sir Jason.
Okay. Sunod po ako, ma'am.
Yes po. We can hear you, sir.
Siguro po sa akin yung regarding po sa design ng cup, yung po yung dapat hindi na po naghihiwalay yung splitter ring or security ring sa bottle para hindi nawawala yung cup para re-reuse natin yung bottle dahil hindi nga nami-misplace yung bottle cup. Yun po ang pangkaraniwang design po ng takip po ng plastic bottles ngayon. Parang hindi siya nahihiwalay dun sa bote.
Okay. Okay, so yung sa mga plastic, sa mga cups naman, no, sir? Okay, so parang hindi na nahihiwalay. Okay. So, pili tayo ng isang sinabi ng customer. Example, yung sinabi ni Sir Charlton kanina, yung regarding sa temperature. So, customer need, example is, keep beverages cold. Yan. So, that is the customer need. Sinabi ni Sir, yung regarding sa temperature, no? Ako bilang user, halimbawa, gusto ko ay malamig na tubig lagi. So, gusto ko yung reusable water bottle ko keep my water cold. Okay? So, based on the statement, no? So, tama yung mga sinabi niyo lahat kasi mga customer kayo, no? Gumagamit kayo ng mga reusable water bottle. Okay. So, pili lang tayo na isa yung kay Sir Charlton. So, bilang engineer, how do you interpret the requirement? Ano yung tingin yung requirement na kailangan nung reusable water bottle na yon, na kung saan sinabi ni customer na my water should be cold at all times while using the reusable water bottle. What is the requirement? Tingin nyo. Yes, Sir JP.
So siguro po yung pinaka-requirement, since dapat thermal insulation po yung bottle. May
Sir, ano na
vacuum.
yan? Specification na yan.
Apo. May
Requirement muna tayo.
vacuum insulation. Not sure po.
So yung part na once sinabi mong insulation, you are mentioning a material. So that will fall under the part of the specification. Okay, so based on the customer need, ano yung requirement na tingin niyo is dapat nating mailagay? Wala ba akong example dito? Sorry. Wala. Ano na pala to? Car na pala to. What is the requirement? Ano ba yung requirement na dapat nating makita? Okay, anybody? Halimbawa, ang requirement, sabi ni customer, keep my water cold at all times. So, the requirement should be, the bottle should maintain a low temperature over time. So, that is the requirement. So, the bottle should maintain a low temperature over time. Yung specification niya, nasabi na ni Sir JB, insulation that keeps liquid below 5 degrees Celsius for at least 12 hours. Kasi once nag-mention ka na ng materials, yun na yung specification. So yung materials, dapat meron siyang para saan yung materials na yun at ano yung magiging function niya dun sa product. Okay? Now, tingnan natin. So these are the steps for translating the customer needs. Identify muna yung customer needs. We must define the requirements. And then step 3 is to determine the measurable specifications. Ito, example natin. This one. Ito yung mga example ng customer needs turn into requirement and then specification. So, dun sa una, so ang una ay ito pala, sorry. Ano ko muna rito? Dito sa part na to. Okay, so yung to identify the customer needs. Okay, so yung kanina, sabi natin, the customer wants, parang customer needs is yung reusable water bottle keeps the water of the customer cold at all times. Okay, so how are we going to identify? So we need to capture a comprehensive list of customer needs. Example, customer wants the water bottle to keep beverages cold for long periods. O kaya naman ay easy to carry and be leak-proof. Pwedeng ganon. Okay? So the customer needs vary widely based on product type, usage scenarios, and target demographics. So it's crucial to gather needs across a broad sample of capture all relevant needs. So it's crucial to gather the needs across a broad sample to capture all relevant specs. So identifying customer needs accurately, this is the foundation of effective specification. Needs should reflect real user pain points and desires. So yung sumunod is nag-define tayo ng requirements base dun sa kung ano yung sinabi ni customer, kung ano yung customer needs. Explain that once the customer needs are identified, the next step is to translate these needs into broad into product requirements. So broad goals that describe what the product should achieve. Ano ba yung dapat na ma-achieve ni product? So sabi natin, ang kailangan ni customer ay, o kaya naman, ang sabi ni customer ay, yung dapat mainom niya or dapat yung iinumin niyang tubig ay yung inumin niyang tubig ay malamig pa rin kahit na matagal na siyang nakalagay doon. Yun. So, keep beverages cold for long time. So, the requirement might be, pwedeng sabihin natin na dapat yung ating reusable water bottle, kaya niya mag-maintain ng low temperature for a specified duration. Pwede ka maglagay ng specified duration. Okay? Specified duration, pero hindi mo pwedeng sabihin yung hours kasi that will be specification. Okay? So, with this, requirements should be clear but broad enough to allow for flexibility in technical solutions. They serve as a bridge between the customer insights and the technical specification. Yun yung reason kung bakit nakagitna yung ating define requirements na to. Yun yung dahilan ba't siya nakagitna. Kasi this serves as the bridge between the customer needs and the product specification. So requirements clarify the product's goals in a way that aligns with customer needs but leaves room for various design and engineering approaches. Another is the measurable specification. After we define the requirements, we must determine the measurable specification. Explain that the final step is to take each requirement and identify measurable attributes that define how the requirement will be met. So specification should be precise as possible to allow for testing and verification. Hindi kayo pwedeng maglagay ng parang nanghuhula lang si customer kung hanggang saan ba itatagal nung cold water niya dun sa kanyang reusable water bottle. So, dapat mag-specify kayo kung hanggang anong oras pwedeng tumagal yung cold water niya o manatiling cold yung water niya sa reusable water bottle. So, pwede kayong magbanggit dito ng insulation material. Ayan. So, pwede kayong magbanggit ng pwede niyong gawin katulad ng sabihin niyo yung insulation, kinds of insulation material, you can also specify. Okay? So, pwedeng sabihin na insulation that keeps liquids below 5 degrees Celsius for at least 12 hours. So specification should be technically feasible and aligned with both customer expectations and budgetary constraints. So they must be detailed enough to allow for testing but realistic enough to be achievable within the project's limitation. So, measurable specifications give the development team precise targets and ensure that each requirement can be verified in the final product. Now, let's see some of our example. So, this is an example of a customer needs. So, yung sa car design naman to. So, customers want a fuel-efficient car. So, the requirement can be, okay, the car should minimize fuel consumption and the specification may be achieve a minimum fuel economy of 30 miles per gallon in city driving. And then pwede rin sabihin na the car should, pwede rin sabihin ng customer na ang gusto niya is yung quiet ride. Okay, yung parang halos wala kang marinig. So, the car should minimize interior noise. Okay. Pwede sabihin din na yung cabin, pwede rin maging specification niya is cabin noise should not exceed 60 decibels at 60 miles per hour. Okay? So, pwedeng ano rito is maging question dito or maging consideration dito is yung quiet ride feature. So, ano yung mangyayari if the specification for cabin noise is set too high or low? So, ano yung magiging epekto nun sa customer satisfaction and engineering feasibility? So, yung mga question na to, pwede itong mag-lead into a much better product. Okay? Setting specifications that are too strict may increase product cost and time. So, while loose specification can lead to customer dissatisfaction. So, you must make ano tawag doon? Parang you must be considerate in specifying or setting your specification. Okay? So kapag nga naman masyadong mataas or masyadong strict, yung tinatawag natin, yung ating specification, of course, may epekto yun sa price. Kasi mentras natin ginagandahan yung specification, so nagli-lead yun ng production cost and time. So pagka sobrahan tayo ng production cost, of course, it will reflect to the price of the product. The same goes for the time. So mentras matagal ma-develop yung part na gusto nating mangyari to satisfy the specification, so it may eventually reflect on the price of the product. So pagka naman masyadong loose or masyado namang generic or masyado namang mababa yung ating specification na binigay sa isang product, pwede naman siyang mag-lead ng customer loss. Kasi, kaya nagkakaroon ng customer loss kasi hindi satisfied ang mga customer. Okay? So, there must be a balance, customer specification with practical engineering consideration. So, effective specifications strike a balance between ambitious goals and practical limitations, ensuring both customer satisfaction and project feasibility. Okay? So, that's for the translating needs to specification in a car design. Another is prioritizing specifications using the hierarchy of needs analysis. So, hierarchy of needs, parang narinig natin to, di ba? Yung, anong tawag doon? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Parang may mga ganun, di ba? Maslow's, ayun, sorry. Sorry for that. Okay, so hierarchy of needs, parang sabi natin na ano ba yung mga needs ng tao, yung parang something like that, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This one is somewhat merong sa kanyang pagkakatulad. Okay, so una, so in any product development process, resources katulad ng time, budget, and manpower, these are limited resources. So not every desired feature or specification can be implemented. So prioritizing specification is essential. So the goal for this hierarchy of need is to focus on features that provide the most value to the customer while staying within project constraints. So, we have here some key points. Yung una, yung prioritization. Example, kung kukuha tayo ng smartphone, kung kukuha tayo ng smartphone, so customers pwedeng sabihin niya na kailangan ko is high quality camera. Kailangan ko rin ng long-lasting battery. Andali lang po, may nagtitinda ng hipon sa harap. Okay. So, kailangan niya is high quality camera o kaya naman long lasting battery sa smartphone, no? So, usually, yun yung palaging concern ni customer kasi kailangan niya ay pang selfie o kaya naman pang document ng kanyang mga pangangailangan, yung mga sa trabaho niya, kailangan niya i-document something like that, However, if budget constraints limit the ability to optimize yung camera tsaka yung battery, the team must prioritize which feature will have a greater impact on customer satisfaction and overall market success. So kung hindi pwedeng pareho, dapat malaman ni developer, dapat malaman ng team kung ano dapat yung i-prioritize. Kailangan bang mauna muna yung battery against camera or is it the quality of the camera against the battery? Okay, so Prioritization helps focus resources on features that add the most value. And attempting to implement too many specifications can lead to resource strain, delays, and potential compromise in quality. So by prioritizing, teams can ensure customer satisfaction and meet market demands more effectively. So prioritizing specification is about making strategic choices to balance customer value and project feasibility, ensuring that the final product meets key expectations. Now, what is this hierarchy of needs? Yan. So, the hierarchy of needs analysis, this is a framework for prioritizing specifications for assessing both customer impact and feasibility. When we say customer impact, this is how much the specification affects customer satisfaction. And pagka sinabi naman natin feasibility, okay? So this is how practical it is to implement given the resource constraint. So this approach or the hierarchy of needs analysis helps focus on the specifications that provides the greatest benefit relative to cost and complexity. We have the four prioritization categories. Meron tayo high impact, high feasibility, high impact, low feasibility, low impact, high feasibility, or low impact, and then low feasibility. Example, kung titingnan natin sa isang electric car, so the hierarchy might look like this. Yan. So high impact, high feasibility. Battery efficiency for longer range. High impact low feasibility, advanced self-driving capabilities. Yung bang kaya niya auto drive, yung gano'n ano. High impact pero low feasible. Okay? Yung isa naman, yung ambient interior lighting, low impact pero high feasible naman siya. Okay? Yung customizable color display options on the dashboard, that is low impact and low feasible. Kung titingnan natin dito, ano yung dapat na mauna? So of course, it's the battery efficiency kasi meron siyang high impact and high feasibility. Then the rest, kung meron pang budget or kaya pa ng budget ng customer, pwede silang mamili between high impact, low feasibility, and low impact and high feasibility. Okay? Now, how are we going to break down these needs, no? So, kapag sinabi kasi nating high impact, these high impact features, these are essential for meeting the core customer expectations. Samantalang yung low impact naman, these features may add value but they are not critical. So katulad nga nung naging example natin dito. So low impact, ambient interior lighting. So this itong low impact feature na to, this may add value but they are not critical on the part of the electric cars. Prioritizing low impact features, even kahit nasabihin natin feasible, this can divert resources from more essential specifications, potentially compromising the overall value of the product. So this one, if you can analyze the need of the product using this hierarchy of needs analysis, this helps the team concentrate on impactful features that align with both customer expectations and resource availability. Now, let us try to break down the hierarchy of needs. So, sabi natin kanina, yung high impact, high feasibility is by definition, pag sinabi natin high impact, high feasibility, specification in this category meet essential customer needs and can be implemented within budget and technical constraints. So, these are often the highest priority as they provide a significant value and are considered achievable. So example, kung titingnan natin sa laptop. Ano ba yung masasabi nating high impact saka high feasibility? So, pwede natin masabi yung resolution. So, sa laptop, high resolution screen that enhances visual clarity might fall under this category if it is both the requirement and cost-effective, and if it is both a core requirement and cost-effective to produce. So, ano pa yung pwede nating masabi na high impact saka high feasibility example? So, halimbawa, magbigay tayo ng mga example na pwede nating masabi na high impact and high feasibility. Okay nga? Magbigay tayo ng isang produkto. So, we're done with car, we're done with laptop. So, ano yung tingin nyo? Balik tayo dun sa reusable water bottle. So, what do you think is the high impact and high feasibility na dapat ma-achieve ng team para masabi natin na this one is really the need of the customer? Anybody? So, ang product natin is reusable water bottle. High impact, high feasibility. Anybody? Yes, Ma'am Precious.
Ma'am, I think sa akin po mako-consider ko po na high impact, high feasibility specification yung material choice. Since siguro po, ayun po kasi tinitingnan natin as customer kung gaano po ka-durable or ka-sustainable yung water bottle. Thank you po.
Okay. So, pwede natin sabihin yung material choice kasi pwedeng sabihin na yung sinabi kanina ni Sir Charlton regarding sa yung regards temperature ng mga liquid na nasa loob ng water reusable bottle, pwedeng maintain niya yung coldness. At the same time, pwedeng ma-maintain yung hot, yung pagiging hot ng liquid na nasa loob ng water ng reusable water bottle, yes, Sir Rainiel.
Siguro po yung capacity. Kasi kung masyadong maliit or sobrang laki naman na mahirap na dalhin. Hindi ko po sure, pero yung pinaisip ko, yung capacity po ng water bottle.
Yung capacity kasi pwede tayong magkaroon ng variation. Pwedeng maghalimbawa is 12 ounce lang yung kanyang, meron siyang 12 ounce, meron siyang 500 ml, meron siyang 1 liter, 1.5, 2 liters, pwede mga ganun yung ating mga variations, no? So, high impact, high feasibility. So, magkakaroon ka ng variation when it comes to that mga ganung klase ng mga ng specifications. Ano pa po ang tingin nyo na pwede nating ma-include dun sa high impact, high feasibility for reusable water bottle? Yes, Ma'am Regine. Ma'am Regine, you're raising your hand.
Sorry po, nakamute pala. Ano po, yung space saving bottle po na when in use po, pwede po siyang ma-fold or para hindi po siya parang nakaharang lang ganyan. Pwede po siyang ma-fold na bottled water para pagka hindi ginagamit. Hindi siya makaano sa space sa atin. Halimbawa kung nasa table man or nasa storage po. Yun po, ma'am.
Tingin ko yung sinasabi mo, Ma'am Regine, pwede siyang mag-fall dito sa high impact, low feasibility, no? Kasi based on dun sa definition niya, nakalagay dito, specifications in this category are crucial for customer satisfaction but challenging to implement, often requiring innovative solutions, advanced technology, or significant investment. Tingin ko, pwede siyang mag-ano rito, no? So, teams must evaluate if the customer benefit justifies the cost and the effort. Tingin ko, dito siya magpo-fall sa part ng high impact, low feasibility na to. Okay, so yan. So, nabanggit ko na rin yung regarding dyan sa high impact, low feasibility na to, no? Okay, so example natin dito, bukod doon sa nabanggit ni Ma'am Regine, so sa electric vehicle, so fully autonomous driving capabilities, pwedeng maging high impact but low feasibility feature due to technical and regulatory challenges. So pwede ring magkaroon dito ng mga questions, guiding questions. Example, what are some risk of including high impact, low feasibility features? When might it worth pursuing them despite the challenges? So, may mga key points din tayong titingnan when it comes to high impact and low feasibility. So, pursuing these features can elevate the product but might require extended timelines, increased cost, or potential technical breakthroughs. So, yung high impact, low feasibility features can be a differentiator, but they must be assessed carefully to ensure they align with project goals and resources. So yung high impact, low feasibility features na to should be prioritized only if they provide unique value that justifies the additional investment and there is confidence in overcoming the feasibility challenges. Okay? Another, aside from the high impact and low feasibility na to, we have the low impact and high feasibility. Okay, so ito naman, these specifications in this category are easy to implement but have limited impact on customer satisfaction. They can be included if resources permit but should not take precedence over high impact features. Ano yung example nito sa smartphone? So a feature, pwede na sabihin natin na yung low impact and high feasibility na to, pwede natin sabihin na sa smartphone, a feature that allows users to customize the wallpaper with animated graphics might be low impact but easy to implement. Yan. So, ano yung mga key points natin when it comes to low impact and high feasibility? So these features, while these features may not significantly impact customer satisfaction, they can add a small layer of value or differentiation at a low cost. And they are typically considered a nice to haves, yung mga sinasabi natin na mga pagkabibili tayo or mag-endorse tayo ng mga product na ginagamit natin, sabihin, this one is a must-have, o kaya naman, this one is nice to haves, and can enhance user experience without requiring major resources. So low impact and high feasibility features can add value when resources allow, but they should not be prioritized over features that address core customer needs. Okay? Another is the low impact, low feasibility. So specifications in this category are difficult to implement and have minimum impact on customer satisfaction. So these features are typically excluded to conserve resources. So example, sa laptop, ano pwede natin i-consider na low impact sa low feasibility? So example, pwedeng mag-add na or pag-add ng ultra high-end material katulad ng aluminum for the casing, which is considered as negligible functional improvement. So this process of adding titanium for the casing, kung gagamit ka ng titanium, hindi pala aluminum, titanium, kung gagamit ka ng titanium, so ultra high-end material, no? So this might low the impact and costly, making it unnecessary for the target market. Okay? So for the low impact, low feasibility, pwede magkaroon ng guide question. Example, why should teams avoid including low impact, low feasibility features? How can these features detract from the product development process? Okay, so yun yung mga guide questions na pwede nyo i-consider if you're going to use yung low impact, low feasibility specifications. Yung low impact, low feasibility features should generally be avoided to maintain a focus cost-effective development process. Okay? So another, aside from the hierarchy of needs, we also have the QFD or the quality quality function deployment. Sa QFD, diyan papasok yung House of Quality Matrix. Okay? So yung QFD, this is a method that helps teams systematically convert customer requirements into detailed engineering specification.
Ma'am, pwede
Ang
mag-comment
ginagamit
po.
ng tool is the House of Quality Matrix. This is a central tool within QFD that visually organizes these relationships, enabling teams to see how customer needs align with technical features and prioritize them accordingly. So meron tayong mga key elements for QFD. So we have the customer-centric focus. QFD ensures that the product design is driven by customer needs rather than just technical or cost considerations. We also have the cross-functional collaboration. QFD encourages collaboration across departments as input from marketing, design, engineering, and manufacturing is essential. So another is competitiveness. By incorporating competitive benchmark, QFD helps companies understand how well they are addressing customer needs compared to competitors. So, pwede rin tayo magkaroon ng guiding questions. So, pwedeng ilagay na, what value do you think QFD brings to the product development process? If you are not that confident to use QFD, pwede nyo ito maging guide question. So, why is it important to link customer needs with technical requirements systematically? So, QFD ensures that designs and engineering efforts are aligned with what truly matters to customers, reducing the risk of developing features that add little value. So QFD also provides a structured method for setting priorities, balancing customer specifications with technical feasibility. Aside from that, QFD also highlights the opportunities to improve or differentiate based on competitive benchmarking. So remember na yung QFD is a customer-focused approach that helps teams make informed strategic design decisions by prioritizing features based on customer needs and competitive analysis. Parang no isang SS, meron akong example ng QFD. Wala pala ako ritong nilagay na example. Wala pala akong nilagay dito na example. Ang meron ako example is yung nakaraan, yung sa QFD natin. So, open ko lang yung nakaraan natin para makita nyo yung QFD. Lecture 2 yun, ano? Ito, this one. Okay? So, share ko lang ulit. Saglit lang po. Okay, so share ko lang. Okay, so ito yung sa lecture 2 natin. Ito yung hierarchy of needs analysis. But this one is based on parang physiological needs of human, no? So wala siyang yung example na nakalagay dito, wala siyang kinalaman doon sa product development. Pero itong part na to, ito yung House of Matrix nating tinatawag. House of Quality Matrix. Okay, so dun sa House of Quality Matrix, sabi dito, meron ditong customer customer requirements. Ito yung sa customer requirements. If you can see, may mouse. Ito yung customer requirements. Competitive assessment niya. Okay? Lalagyan, and then ito yung kanyang mga this is the specifications. Kung pagbabasihan ko yung nilagay ko dun sa ating lecture, ayan, relationship matrix, technical requirements. This is the technical requirements. Okay, technical requirements to. And then, yung relationship matrix, ito yung relationship matrix in the green, yellow-green. Yellow-green, this is the relationship. Ito yung customer requirements na in-specify ni customer. Okay? And then, ito naman sa part na to, nakalagay dito iPhone, 3G, Omnia, Xperia, ayan. So, ito yung mga brand, yung mga competitor. So, base doon sa binigay na requirement ni customer, ano yung sinasabi ng mga, or ano yung meron yung competitor. Yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan ang mga competitor na yan. So, importance, and then, yung mga X-value din siya. And then, yung competitive benchmarking, yun yung sa competitive benchmarking na yan. Now, kung titignan natin, doon sa part naman ng lecture natin, regarding sa kung paano natin gagawin yung house of matrix na to, wala pala kasi kung nakalagay dito na example. Okay? So, share ko uli. Resume ko to. Okay? So, share ko yung sa isa. Teka lang po. Buksan niyo yung yung sa example ko dun sa lecture, no? So, para makita natin yung pagkakaiba, no? Okay, so kasi at the end of the day, kailangan niyo gumawa ng house of quality matrix. Okay? So, share ko lang po. Yan. Okay? Ito na yan, di ba? So, customer-driven. Ito yung components of the house of quality matrix. So, ina-assume ko na nakabukas yung inyong lecture 2, no? So, yung una, yung components ng house of quality matrix, yun yung kasama na doon yung customer needs. So, isa sa mga dapat na or important component ng house of quality matrix is the customer needs o yung tinatawag na what. So, customer needs are specific requirements or desires that the product should fulfill. So, these needs are listed as the first column in the house of matrix. So, kung naka-open na yung inyong house of matrix example, yung naka-gray, yung nakalagay sa customer requirements. Yun yung first column natin, di ba? So, yun yung customer needs. Okay? And typically ranked by importance to ensure that critical features receive priority. So, kung titingnan natin dito sa part ng coffee maker, so yung customer needs ay quick brewing time, easy cleaning, durable build, and compact design. So, pwedeng yun ang mailagay natin dun sa first column ng ating customer needs or customer requirements. Okay? Okay, another. Yung sumunod natin is the technical requirements o yung how nating tinatawag. Yung how na to, so these are engineering attributes or specifications that address each customer needs. So these requirements are listed at the top of the matrix and often include specific measurable parameters that will guide product development. Ito po yung naka-light green. Ayan, yung part na yon, yung light green, ito po yung nandun sa taas na yon. Okay? Yun yung how natin. Okay? So, kung gagawin nating example, okay, kung ilalagay natin example ng technical requirement, heating element wattage to influence brewing speed, material strength for durability, so isa-isang ano yon, isa-isang column. Okay? So, material strength is of assembly and dimensions. And dimensions. This is to maintain a compact design. Teka lang po. Oo na. Okay. Okay, so we have here the technical requirements. Yung sumunod, yung relationship matrix. This is a grid that show the strength of the relationship, is strong, moderate, or weak between each customer needs and each technical requirement. So ito yung nakikita natin dito sa may baba. Ayan, nakalagay our product. Is there a strong positive na relationship between the technical requirements and the customer requirements? Lalagyan nyo, no, ng relationship. Ito yung nasa part ng yellow-green ba to? Baka ano na ako, baka color blind na ako. Doon sa lecture 2, no? So, yun yung yellow-green na nasa lecture 2. So, example for coffee maker, yung brewing time quick brewing time has a strong relationship with heating element wattage. So, kung strong relationship siya, that will be yung plus, ilalagay nyo na symbol ay plus na nasa loob ng bilog. So, that is strongly positive. There's a strong positive relationship. Pero meron siyang weak relationship with machine casing material. So, kung weak relationship siya, that will be minus and then nasa loob ng bilog. Okay? Now, yung easy cleaning has a strong relationship with ease of assembly, but moderate relationship with compact design. Ayan. So, that is ito yung paglalagay nyo ng mga ng relationship, no? Okay. Another is yung competitive benchmark. So, kung mapapansin nyo, pag nakaharap kayo dun sa screen, ito yung nasa rightmost. Okay, nasa rightmost ng screen. Okay, so yun yung competitive benchmark. Competitive benchmarking involves comparing the product performance in meeting customer needs with that of competitors. So benchmarking helps identify strength, weaknesses, and opportunities for differentiation, guiding design decisions to enhance competitiveness. Okay, so kung titingnan natin, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 na yon, these are parang ito yung mga features niya eh. Ito yung mga features niya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you're going to compare the brewing time, ease of cleaning, and durability of competitive coffee makers to identify areas where the product can improve or offer unique advantages. Example, kung titingnan natin dito, ano-ano yung mga advantage na meron. Yun yung pagki-create ng yung Xperia, that is ito Xperia yung example niya dito sa lecture 2, no? Xperia, yun. So yun yung mga unique capability na meron siya. So i-describe yun kasi sabi nga dito sa ating lecture, what the product can improve or unique or offer unique advantages. So, there must be a good, unique feature for the product. Yun yung competitive benchmarking. Okay? So, yun yung nasa loob ng ating House of Matrix. Okay? Now, titingnan natin sa House of Matrix natin na to. Okay? So, kung gagawa tayo ng real world example ng QFD, so ano yung pwede nating maging example nito? So, pwede yung smartphone uli. Ang customer need ay high quality camera for photography. Pwedeng ganon. So, kung high quality photography, ang technical requirement niya is camera resolution of, let's say, 12 MP or higher. So, image stabilization and low light performance. So, relationship matrix. So, strong relationship between high quality camera and resolution, moderate relationship with processor speed. Yung benchmarking naman niya, pwede siyang mag-compare do sa mga camera specification ng mga leading competitor models to identify opportunities for improvement. Katulad ng pag-i-introduce ng night mode. Ano pa ba ang pwede mo i-introduce sa night mode? So, merong mga bagong mga features ang camera ng mga bagong cellphone ngayon, di ba? So, pwedeng ilagay dito kung sakasakaling you're trying to improve the camera of the phone. So, ano yung mga key components na pwede nating makita? Ano yung mga, ito na pala, tapos na pala ako rito. So, ano yung mga pwede nating masabi na reflection, question, when it comes to House of Quality Matrix and quality or quality function deployment. So, pwede nating maging guiding question dito, or reflection question natin dito is, how might QFD and House of Quality be used to enhance the customer satisfaction of an existing product? So, what challenges might arise in applying this structured approach in a fast-paced development environment? Okay, so another is the documenting product specification. So why is there a need to document the product specifications? No? So first, we have this product specification. These are the backbone of product development, defining the exact requirements that a product must meet. So, proper documentation serves as a reference for engineering, design, manufacturing, and quality assurance teams, guiding each phase of the process. So, as to the reason, bakit natin kailangan mag-document? First is consistency. So, documentation provides a clear reference point, ensuring all teams work towards the same objective. And quality control, so specifications define measurable criteria that products must meet, enabling teams to test and validate consistency. And then we also have the cross-functional communication. So documentation aligns teams with varied responsibilities. Responsibilities katulad ng engineering, manufacturing, and quality assurance to work cohesively. So documented specifications provide clarity and eliminate ambiguity, reducing the risk of quality variations. Clear documentation ensures that everyone involved in production adheres to the same standards, resulting in a consistent final product. So that means clear and well-documented specifications serve as a foundation for consistency and quality, enabling effective cross-functional collaboration and reducing miscommunication. Now, what are the essential components of a specifications document? So, a comprehensive specification documents includes several critical elements that cover the product's physical, functional, and performance attributes. So, what are the components? So first, we have the product specification. So the product specification or the product description provides an overview of the product's purpose, target users, and high-level goals. So it offers context for the specification and helps clarify the product's intended use and limitations. Example, kung titingnan natin sa high-end camera, so this product is a DSLR camera designed for professional photographers. So it offers high-resolution imaging, advanced low-light capabilities, and robust build quality for outdoor use. So doon na pumapasok yung tinatawag natin na product's purpose, target users, and high-level goals. How about the functional requirements? Okay, so functional requirements specify what the product should do and how it should operate from the user's perspective. So these requirements focus on performance and functionality rather than specific technical details. So this one, example natin dito, so vacuum cleaner. So the vacuum cleaner must effectively remove dirt from carpets and hard floors. It should have a suction power of at least 20 kilopascal and provide a battery life of at least 60 minutes on a full charge. So, this specifies ano yung ginagawa ng product, kung paano nag-ooperate ang product mula sa perspective ng isang gumagamit. So, these requirements focus on the performance and functionality with specific details on how the product will move or how the product will be used by the user. Okay, so functional requirements or product description, contextualize the specifications, ensuring that all teams understand the product's purpose and target users. Samantalang yung functional requirement naman, this outlines the product's capabilities in customer-focused terms, serving as a foundation for translating needs into measurable specifications. Okay? Another is the technical specifications. Okay, so nabanggit na natin yung mga technical terms nung una, no? So technical specifications are precise, measurable attributes that detail the product's design and engineering requirements. So these specifications often include dimensions, materials, tolerances, performance matrix, and environmental standards. So yun ang charger. So, example natin dito is yung water bottle. So, the bottle must be made of, example, pwede natin sabihin sa technical specification, no? So, the bottle must be made of stainless steel, maintain a liquid temperature below 5 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, and weigh no more than 300 grams when empty. So, clear technical specification provide a blueprint for engineering, manufacturing, and quality assurance teams, ensuring consistency. So vague technical specifications create room for misinterpretation, potentially resulting in variations from the intended product quality. So technical specifications provide precise, testable targets, ensuring that the product meets design and performance expectations consistently. So we also have the testing and validating criteria, which is part of the documentation. So testing criteria specify how each feature or specification will be evaluated to ensure it meets the required standards. So validation criteria outlines the test that will confirm each specification has been successfully implemented. So example nito sa laptop battery. So battery life must be tested under standard usage conditions, providing at least 8 hours of continuous operation. So the battery's lifespan should be verified over 500 charge cycles without significant capacity loss. So testing criteria ensure that each specification is measurable and achievable, reducing the risk of defects or quality issues. So clear validation criteria allow quality control teams to confirm that every unit meets the required standards before reaching the customer. Aside from testing and validation, we also have the compliances. So yung compliance and regulatory standards. So this part lists any applicable industry standards, safety regulations, and environmental requirements that product must meet. Okay? So, kung ano yung mga requirements, so yung mga regulatory requirements niya. So, compliance is essential for legal distribution and ensuring safety and sustainability. Example, kung sa mga laruan, so the product must comply with Customer Product Safety Improvement Act o yung mga halimbawa yung sa Christmas light, ano yung logo na dapat nating makita para masabi na the Christmas light, yung mga napapanahong produkto ngayong magpapasko, no? The Christmas light must comply with the regulatory standard na nire-require para sa mga electronic product. Okay? Yan. So, yung sa mga laruan naman, so yung standard na nag-ensure that the materials used to develop the toy are non-toxic and parts are securely attached para na sa ganon, hindi siya nawawala or hindi siya nalulunok. Yung reason, no? Hindi la nalulunok ng mga batang gagamit. Ng mga batang gagamit or bibili, yung mga magulang na bibili ng laruan for their kids, hindi sila mag-aalala that small parts might be swallowed by their child. Okay? So compliance ensures that products meet legal and safety standards, protecting customers and the company from liability. So failure to meet regulatory standards can lead to recalls, fines, and damage to brand's reputation. So compliance and regulatory standards ensure that products are safe, legal, and environmentally friendly. Okay? Protecting both customer and the brand. So, there are some best practices for writing specification. Yung una is yung be specific and measurable. So, avoid vague language. Specification should be clear and quantifiable. So, use consistent terminology. Consistency prevents misinterpretation, especially when specifications are used across teams. Consider feasibility, set achievable targets, balancing ambition with realistic engineering and manufacturing capabilities, and then review for clarity and precision. So specifications should be easily understood by every team from engineering to manufacturing. Example, kung sasabihin na instead of stating that the battery should last long, so a specific specification would be battery should last a minimum of 12 hours under continuous use. And ganun yung pwede nating ilagay. So, unclear specification can lead to inconsistencies, quality issues, and increased costs due to misinterpretation. And adhering to best practices ensures specifications are realistic, achievable, and aligned with both customer needs and technical capabilities. Okay? So that's for the documentation. Okay, so and I guess this is my last presentation for this topic. So allow me to have a break. So time in my computer is 10:13. So I'll be back by 10:30. Okay, so let's have a CR break before we proceed with the next topic. Okay?
Okay po, ma'am.